this book that you've written is interesting in so many ways, so we want to just go into layers and layers and layers of it. So Tripp and I come from two very different backgrounds. I come from an evangelical background where we did almost no biblical scholarship. So if somebody comes from kind of my perspective, they will be shocked. There will be almost a whiplash to read a historical approach to Jesus, a scholarly approach. Tripp's from more of a liberal Baptist approach where they integrated scholarship. So on that side, people may be looking back to you saying, yeah, the Jesus Seminar already talked about most of this, right? And so what we want to do is give you a bunch of pairings. Okay. So because of the audience that we try to represent, and have you go at it. So the first is your subtitle. So you said, Life and Times of Jesus of Nazareth. And then you, early on in the book, you contrast that against the Jesus of faith, maybe the Jesus of the Bible, and you make some delineations. Why did you go with that subtitle?
Well, because what I wanted to emphasize is that this is not about the individual that we know as Jesus Christ. That Jesus Christ is an interpretation of an individual, a perfectly valid interpretation, a true interpretation, but nevertheless an interpretation. And that what this book is trying to do is peel back the layer of the Christ as much as possible to get to the core of the person. And also because that's what Jesus was known as. I mean, it's interesting. People ask me, you know, what did people call Jesus when they met him? I'll tell you what they did not call him: Jesus. Or Yeshua. They didn't call him that. And the reason that they didn't call him that is because every third person in the first century was named Yeshua. Okay? You can't, if you said Yeshua in a crowded room, 30 people would say, yeah. They called him the Nazarene. And the reason that they called him the Nazarene is because the village that he came from was such a podunk crap village with so few people. It was such an inconsequential, immaterial village. A village without a road, without a public bath, without a synagogue. A village made up of a few, hundred homes of mud and brick. That if you said to someone, hey, you know who I saw the other day? Who? The Nazarene. They wouldn't say, which Nazarene? So that's what this is the man we're talking about. And that's why the subtitle.